In this life, do not just make money, make meaning. You see, meaning brings about significance and fulfillment. In this life, do not just make money, make meaning, because meaning brings about significance and fulfillment. Hi, I want to welcome you again to another exciting episode on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. I am Mr. Upgrade, and I'm super excited that we are doing this today. Yes, this is the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, and like you know, we do this every Sundays, basically from 7 p.m. all through to 8 p.m. I'll basically get to do four things. Yes, number one, we get to take your questions. So if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to send it in the comment section and we'll gladly take it, right? Number two, we got to share with you the upgrade mastery tip for the week. And for this week, the upgrade mastery tip is meaning. Yes, meaning. Number three, we get to connect, network, and bond because we realize that people from all over the world get to watch the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. So it's important that we get to connect, network, and bond in the comments, right? Because that's the essence of community. We get to connect, we get to bond, we get to network, we just get to know ourselves from wherever we are in the world, right? And then number four, we got to have fun. Yes, I strongly believe that if learning is not fun, there is no learning at all. So we get to have fun while we do what we do on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade. So welcome. If this is your first time of joining us, we are glad to have you here. And trust me, you will definitely feel the upgrade effect on this journey. Now, as first timers, we also encourage you to leave a comment that you're a first timer. Just leave a first timer as a comment, and the team will reach out to you with our gift for our first timers. We have a very wonderful package for our first timers. So if this is your first timer, is your first time and you're a first timer being here, you're welcome. But if you're not a first timer, we're glad to have you again, right? Because this is your community. This is where you get to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So once again, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming. And you sure will have a swell time today on this conversation. Now, on the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade, we also begin with our basic 5 questions. Now, these 5 questions help us to lay the foundation for the conversation, right? It helps us to build the foundation upon which everything we discuss will be laid, right? So these 5 questions just help us to set the show on the road, right? So if you're ready, we're going to begin with our basic 5 questions, and we're going to start off with question number 1. Now, question number 1 is, what is meaning? You know, people always talk about, oh, meaning, oh, this doesn't have any meaning, or this has so much meaning. What exactly is meaning? When you hear the word meaning, what does that mean? What does that resonate for you when you hear the word meaning? Right? I'd like you to tell me in the comments. Tell me what it is. You know, I always like people to share what a word means to them, because it helps us know where they're thinking from, the perspective they already hold about something, right? So when you hear meaning, what does that resonate for you? What does that represent to you when you hear meaning? And you know also that the definitions that we get to give from the Upgrade Live with Mr. Upgrade are definitions you will not find anywhere. So that's why we always encourage you that you pay attention to whatever it is that we do here, because the things that we do here, you probably won't find them anywhere. So just pay attention and listen. I will always like to tell people, just suspend whatever it is you know before now, so you can get in new learning, right? Because sometimes the old learnings have to find a way to stand against your new knowledge. So just suspend whatever it is you think you know before now. Have an open mind, and so you can be able to learn as much as you should be learning. Now, what is meaning? Meaning, it is the experience of significance, purpose, and value of a person, a place, and a thing. That, my friend, is meaning. So when you're saying this thing has meaning, you're saying it is the experience of significance, purpose, and value of a person, a place, or a thing. That is meaning. So literally, meaning talks about significance, purpose, and value. That is what meaning is about. So when you say something has meaning, you're literally saying that thing, that person, or that place has significance, it has a purpose, and it has value. This, my friend, this is meaning. Are you getting this? So, this is what it means for something to have meaning. It is the experience of significance, purpose, and value. This is meaning. Now, question number two: who is responsible for meaning, right? Who's responsible for you to enjoy meaning? Who's responsible for it? The answer is simple: you are. Yes, you as a person, you are responsible for meaning. Yes, the meaning you have in your life is your responsibility, which means you are the one that makes your life has significance, have purpose, have value. You are the one that give your life meaning. I getting this. So you are responsible for the meaning that your life have. You are responsible for the meaning that you give to the things that you do. It is your responsibility for meaning. Meaning won't happen on its own. You make meaning happen. You getting this? Is this making sense? Now, question number three: why meaning? Why is meaning something we should be focusing on at this time? Last time we talked about sincere. Now we're talking about meaning. Why meaning? Why do life need to have meaning? Why do things we do need to have meaning? Why do places we go need to have meaning? Why do the things that we are part of need to have meaning? Three reasons why meaning. Number one, significance. Right? Significance. Number two, purpose. And number three, value. Now, these already three things are the things that are in that our definition of meaning. Right? We say meaning is the experience of significance, purpose, and value. Right? Now, why meaning? Three reasons why meaning. Number one, significance. The reason for meaning is because there is the significance that it gives. There's a significance that it brings. That's the meaning for meaning, significance, right? The second reason why meaning is the purpose. Remember, Miles Monroe of blessed memory once said that when the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse is inevitable. So meaning gives purpose, right? So the reason for meaning is because of purpose, right? And then number three is value. I say this all the time. The value is anything that is beneficial, that is of help, and that is a solution. So the essence of meaning is value. So these are the three reasons why meaning: significance, purpose, and value. Right? Now, question number four is: what are the benefits of meaning? Right? What do you stand to benefit when it comes to meaning? What are the benefits of meaning? I'll tell you three benefits of meaning, right? Number one, there's perspective, right? Number two, there is fulfillment. And number three, there is essence. These are three benefits of meaning. So when it comes to meaning, what you stand to benefit when your life has meaning, what you do have meaning, where you go have meaning, is one, there's perspective. So you have a better perspective to things, a better perspective to life, a better perspective to yourself. It means you have meaning because you've gained perspective, right? Number two is fulfillment, right? Meaning makes you feel fulfilled because you understand why it is that you do what it is that you do. So you have this sense of fulfillment because of meaning. And then number three is essence, right? The essence of who you are, the essence of what you do. That's meaning. So these are three benefits of meaning: perspective, fulfillment, and essence, right? Now, question number five is: when is the best time for meaning? Yes, when is the best time for you to have meaning? When is the best time for meaning in your life? When is the best time? Like we always say, the last best time for anything was yesterday. The next best time for meaning for you is now. Your life needs to have meaning now, right? Not tomorrow, not later, not sometime in the future, but from now, your life needs to have meaning. From now, your life needs to have significance. From now, your life needs to have purpose. From now, your life needs to have value. So now is the best time for meaning. Like I told you when we started, in this life, don't just make money. make meaning. Are you getting this? Because a lot of people say, oh, I want to make money. I make meaning, because meaning is more important than money. Yes, meaning is more important than money. You getting this? Is this making sense? Okay, great. Now, I'd like you to understand this before we go deeper into meaning. Is this meaning is very defining. Yes, once you have meaning, it begins to actually be defining your life. Meaning is very defining. It's very defining when it comes to your life. Meaning is very defining. Very important, very critical, very vital. Meaning is very defining. So, meaning defines your life. Are you getting this? Meaning defines your life. Meaning is very defining. Now, let's get into meaning, the word itself, and let's break it down. meaning, meaning, right? So, let's break it down so you can get a clearer and better understanding of it, right? Now, the M in meaning talks about memorable, right? So when we say something has meaning, we're literally saying that that thing is memorable. You think of it, there's a way it's memorable for you. It has meaning, it has significance, it has purpose, it has value. So it's memorable. Whatever thing that has meaning in your life is memorable. Are you getting this? That thing is significant. That thing is purposeful. That thing has value. So it's memorable. It stays in your memory because it has meaning. It's memorable. Are you getting this? So the M in meaning is memorable. Right? Now, the E in meaning is experience. You know, there are things you experience in your life and it gives you meaning about life. Why? That experience defines some aspect of life to you. That experience helps you to gain perspective of life. So you see, meaning brings about experience. Are you getting this? Meaning brings about experience. And that's why it's important that you grow through what you go through. Are you getting this? You grow through what you go through. Why? Because there's the experience that you gather as a result of that experience. There's an experience you gather as a result of what you are going through. So that gives you meaning. This is very important that you understand that meaning brings about experience. First is memorable, then there's the experience that it gives. There's the experience that it brings. Right? And then the A in meaning is attention. Whatever has meaning, whatever has significance, whatever has purpose, whatever has value, always gets attention. So the reason why this thing is meaning is because of the attention that it garners, the attention that it gets. That's why it's meaning. Because anything that is meaning, just attention. So people want to know, people discover it, people are like, wow, why? It's meaning, it gets attention. Is this making sense for you? So the A in meaning is attention. And in the world that we live in today, attention is a currency. So it means when you do things that are of meaning, you get the attention of people. You get the attention of those who needs whatever it is you're doing. Why? Because meaning gets attention. You know, scripture tells us that anywhere Jesus went, he was doing good, healing the sick and delivering and casting out devils and all of those things. He got attention. The crowds followed him because he was bringing meaning to their lives. So meaning always gets attention. You can't be doing anything that is of significance and it doesn't get attention. Now, it may not get attention immediately, but over time, it gathers attention. Because for the first 30 years, nobody even knew if Jesus existed. But for the next 3.5 years, the whole world knew about the man called Jesus. Are you getting this? Meaning gets attention, right? And then the N in meaning, the first N in meaning is necessity. It's of necessity that whatever it is you do, whatever thing you are a part of, there's the meaning to it. It's of purpose, it's of significance, it's of value. Don't just do anything for doing sake. No, there must be meaning. And that meaning talks about purpose, significance, and value. There must be meaning. Don't just do things for doing sake. There must be meaning. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? So there must be meaning. Purpose, significance, value. There must be meaning. It's of necessity that whatever you do, whatever thing you are a part of, there must be meaning. Are you getting it? The I in meaning is intentional. So which means whatever thing you do, meaning brings intentionality. Right? Meaning brings intentionality. So you're not just doing it for, oh, let me just be part of this. No, no, no. There's intentionality to meaning. Right? So you see, when we show up here every Sunday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., that's intentionality. That's because we are bringing meaning to you. There's intentionality to meaning. Because you have clarity and stability, it gives you intentionality in meaning. Are you getting this? Is this making sense for you? So there's the intentionality in meaning. And then the N, the second N in meaning is nice. Yes. Yes, I know I do say that niceness is not the fruit of the spirit, but meaning is nice. When you're doing something that has meaning, it's nice. It's a nice to do because it gives meaning. It's a nice to do. Sometimes people may not appreciate it. People may not value it. People may not see what it is that you see while you do what you do, but it's a nice thing. Meaning makes things that you do nice. It's a nice thing. Right? So don't feel bad when people don't appreciate you as they should. You're giving their life meaning, and it's a nice thing that you do it. So the N, the second N in meaning is nice. Right? It's nice. So don't ever look down on what you do and say, oh no, I won't be doing this anymore. No, 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 no. Meaning is nice. Do it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Stay consistent. Show stability. Show certainty. Meaning is nice. It's a nice thing. Right? And then finally, the G in meaning is growth. Right? Why is this critical for you to understand? Because as you gain meaning in life, you grow. There's growth that happens to you with meaning. That's why we say that you grow through what you go through. Right? There's growth that happens to you with meaning. And that's very important also for you, because as you go through the experience, as you go through the challenge, as you go through the difficulty, as you go through that phase, you grow through it and you gain more meaning. You know, look at the perspective of growth when it comes to meaning. When Joseph eventually revealed himself to his brothers, at some point after their father had died, they felt that, oh, Joseph would turn his back again now that their father has died. That, oh, the reason why Joseph had delayed trying to take vengeance was because their father was still alive. And now that their father is dead, Joseph will probably show them his true colors. You know, he had the coat of many colors at some point. But guess what? Genesis 50, verse 20, Joseph said to them, you meant it for evil, but God turned it for good. Joseph had grown through the experience he had went through. Joseph had seen meaning. That God sent me ahead of you to preserve you. So Joseph didn't see that, oh, they just sold him because they hated him. He saw it now from the meaning that the reason they sold him was to put him ahead, to go ahead of them, to become all he became in Egypt so he can preserve them later. Because imagine if Joseph wasn't prime minister. Just imagine. There would never have been a Goshen. The Israelites would never have come to Egypt. Are you getting this? So Joseph was able to now experience growth and had meaning of his experience of being sold to slavery, of being a slave in Potiphar's house, of going to prison. He now saw meaning of it. And he told his brothers, you meant it for evil, but God turned it around for good. Joseph had experienced growth and he had gotten meaning of his experiences. Now, Joseph went through a lot for 13 years. Joseph was 17 when they sold him to slavery. He was 30 when he became prime minister. So for 13 years, he was going through a slave in Potiphar's house, a prisoner in the prison, before eventually he became the prime minister. Those 13 long years, Joseph saw meaning to it because Joseph had experienced growth. And he told his brothers, you meant it for evil, but God turned it around for good. Joseph had grown. Joseph could see meaning. So this is what meaning represents. It's memorable. It's an experience. It's attention. It's a necessity. It's intentional. It is nice, and it is growth. This, my friend, this is meaning. And this is why you must have meaning for your life. Yes, because you are the one that gives meaning to your life, right? Regardless of what it is, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you experience, you are the one that gives meaning to your life. So it's important that you give meaning to your life, meaning to your existence, meaning to your experiences. Now, in neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, there's something that is said that I always remember. They say nothing means anything except for the meaning we attach to it. I'll say that again. It is said in neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, that nothing means anything except for the meaning we attach to it. So it means we are the one that give things meaning. Anything of itself doesn't have meaning. We are the one that attach meaning to them. So regardless of what you have faced, regardless of the difficulties, regardless of the experiences, you are the one that gives meaning to it. Just like the example I used earlier, Joseph gave meaning to what the brothers did to him, and he said, you meant it for evil, but God turned it around for my good. That's a clear example of nothing means anything except for the meaning that we attach to it. So whatever it is you're going through at this moment, what is the meaning you have attached to it? It is that meaning that you have attached to it that makes you either feel sad, bad, gloomy, excited, happy, joyful. It is from the meaning you give it. The thing itself doesn't make you feel sad, but the meaning you give is what makes you feel sad. Now, I feel that you really need to understand this. Nothing means anything except for the meaning that we give to it, which means if you are feeling sad, you are the one who has given the meaning of sadness. That's why you're feeling sad. If you're feeling excited, you are the one who has given the meaning of excitement. That's why you're feeling excited. So on its own, nothing means anything except for the meaning we attach to it. So now the question I'd like to ask you is simple. What is the meaning that you're attaching to things? What's the meaning you're attaching to situations? What's the meaning you're attaching to your experiences? What's the meaning? Because it's that meaning that's producing the feeling. Are you getting this? It's the meaning you attach that is producing the feeling. So when you feel a certain way, it's because of the meaning that you have attached. That's what is producing that feeling. Are you getting this? Never forget this. Nothing means anything except for the meaning that we attach to it. So which means in your life right now, how you feel comes down to the meaning you are giving to the things. That's what is producing the feeling. So you want to change your feeling, change the meaning. It's just a eureka moment for you right now. You want to change your feeling, change the meaning. Because nothing means anything except for the meaning that we attach to it. And there are three things about meaning. Three things about meaning that I want you to remember. Number one, connection. Number two, service. And number three, growth. These are three things about meaning you should always remember. There's a connection. When something has meaning, you have a connection to that thing. You are connected to that thing. That's why it has meaning to you. You have a connection to that thing. When something has meaning, you render service to that thing. You serve when it has meaning. You give service because it has meaning. You commit to it because it has meaning. Right? I say this all the time. Genesis 39:20, where scripture says that for the love that Jacob had for Rachel, 7 years seemed but a few days. Service based on the meaning. Are you getting this? The third thing about meaning is growth. When things have meaning, there's growth. See, nobody stays the same. Everybody grows. Yeah. Either you're growing intentionally or you're just growing arbitrarily, but nobody stays the same. There's always growth. You're either growing positively or you're growing negatively. But meaning helps define your growth. Right? Meaning helps define your growth. So you're not just growing for growing's sake. You are growing with intentionality because of meaning. And this is why this conversation very critical for us at this time. Very critical for us at this time because there's growth that happens with meaning. So these are three things about meaning. There's connection, there's service, and there's growth. Right? Now, the two traits of meaning, right? Now, I always like to talk about two traits so that when you spot it, you know that, oh, this person has meaning. This thing has meaning. Two traits of meaning. Number one is passion. Number two is fulfillment. These are two traits of meaning. There's the passion, there's the fulfillment. Are you getting this? There's the passion, there's the fulfillment. These are two traits of meaning. You gain passion because of what it is that you do. You know the meaning of what it is that you do. So you're passionate about it. You go all in. You give your best. You're passionate about it. Why? Because you know the meaning of why you do what you do. Just like I show up here every Sundays, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. I do it with so much passion because I know the meaning it brings to lives. Are you getting this? Because I also know the meaning it brings to my life as a person. Because as much as I'm sharing this with you, I'm learning from this. Right? This is also an eye-opener for me. Why? Because it's meaning. So I do it with passion. It's meaning. And then, second trait of meaning is fulfillment. Anything that gives you meaning, you always enjoy fulfillment in that thing. Always enjoy fulfillment in that thing. Are you getting this? So there's fulfillment that comes with meaning. There's fulfillment that comes with meaning. So with these two traits, you can say that this person understands meaning. There's passion, there's fulfillment. So it's not just random. With meaning, there's passion. With meaning, there's fulfillment. These are the two traits of meaning. Someone living a life of meaning, you see the passion, you see the fulfillment. It's a life of meaning. Are you getting it? Someone doing things with meaning, you see the passion, you see the fulfillment. Even if they're not being told, well done, they're still passionate. They're still feeling fulfilled. Why? Because they understand meaning. Do you understand meaning? So the two traits of meaning is passion and fulfillment. The one goal of meaning is significance. Significance. Meaning the goal is significance. So the essence of what it is that you do is significance. So meaning always produces significance. Are you getting this? Meaning always produces significance. So the one goal of meaning is significance. Does this make sense to you? Yeah, significance. Very important, very critical, very vital. Significance. Now, meaning always brings about impact, influence, and income. And this is what I basically call profit, right? When you're living a life of meaning, it brings about impact, it brings about influence, it brings about income. Yeah, it's important that you know this and remember this. Living a life of meaning, there's impact, there's influence, and there's income. Because with what you do, with the passion and fulfillment that you get from what you do, you're impacting people, you're impacting places, you're impacting things, you're bringing meaning. That same thing, you are influencing people, you are influencing things, you are influencing places, you are bringing meaning. And then because of the impact and the influence, you are rewarded with income because you're bringing value. So you are rewarded with income. That is meaning. Are you getting this? So three things that meaning brings about is impact, its influence, and its income. Now, you see, a meaningful life is always measured in its donation, not its duration. So when we say a life has meaning, we're looking at its donation, we're looking at its contribution, not its duration, not how long it has lived or how well it has lived. So a meaningful life is the one that is measured in its donation, not in its duration. So you see, I told you earlier, for 30 years, we didn't hear so much about Jesus apart from age 12 when he was in the temple. But for the next 3.5 years, the whole world couldn't stop talking about Jesus. That was his donation. For the next 3.5 years, the whole world couldn't stop talking about Jesus until tomorrow. The people that encountered him the most, his disciples, took the message of the gospel and spread across the world. And scripture even said at one point that they turned the world upside down. His life had so much donation in that space of 3.5 years that even till today, we're still talking about the man Jesus. That's what a meaningful life is about. It's not about its duration, it's about its donation, it's about its contribution. That is why you should and you must be living a meaningful life. Your life should have meaning. And that's why we say that a life without meaning is not worth living. I'll say that again. A life without meaning is not worth living. So your life must have meaning. That's what makes it worth living. Do you get that? Your life must have meaning. That's what makes it worth living. I see. There's some questions you need to ask yourself when it comes to meaning, right? It's a question you need to ask yourself when it comes to meaning. Number one, whose life is better because you exist? Isn't it? So you ask yourself, whose life is better because I exist? Whose life is better? That shows that your life is giving meaning. If you cannot answer this question, it means your life is not yet giving meaning. And like we told you, a life without meaning is not worth living. So whose life is better because you exist? Whose life is better because you exist? That's because your life should be giving meaning. These are questions you need to ask yourself. Whose life is better because I exist? Number two, what have you felt most alive doing? Remember, we talk about meaning gives you passion and fulfillment. What have you felt most alive doing? I feel most alive showing up here every Sundays, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. I feel more alive doing this. What have you felt most alive doing? Because remember, the traits of meaning, there's passion, There's fulfillment. What have you felt most alive doing? And then what were you doing? What were you doing? I'm sharing knowledge. I'm impacting people, right? I'm influencing people. This makes me feel alive. This gives me meaning. So that's the question you need to ask yourself. What have I felt most alive doing? And what was I doing? These are questions you need to ask yourself when it comes to meaning. Number one, whose life is better because I exist? Number two, what have I felt most alive doing? And what was I doing? Number three, what do you love enough to suffer for? What do you love enough to suffer for? That's the third one. You need to ask yourself, what do I love enough to suffer for? Scripture tells us about Jesus that for the joy that was set ahead, he endured the cross and despised the shame. What do you love enough to suffer for? Are you getting this? What do you love enough to suffer for? So these are three questions you ask yourself when it comes to meaning. Three questions you should ask yourself when it comes to meaning. Number one, whose life is better because I exist? Number two, what have I felt most alive doing? And what was I doing? And number three, what do I love enough to suffer for? These are questions you need to ask yourself when it comes to meaning. Are you getting this? Is this making sense for you? Right? Are you learning something, guys? Is this making sense for you? Great. You see, in life, there are no failures, only meaningful recalibrations. I'll say that again. In life, there are no failures. There are only meaningful recalibrations. Never forget that. In life, there are no failures, only meaningful recalibrations. So don't look at your life and say, oh, I failed. Don't look at the year and say, oh, the year has been a bad year. No, there are no failures. There are only meaningful recalibration. From now on, it gets better. From now on, things take a new turn. From now on, I become a better person. There are no failures, only meaningful recalibrations. Right? You see, once people, places, and things lose meaning, they have lost essence and significance. Once people, places, and things lose meaning, they have lost essence and significance. So the loss of meaning is a major loss. Yes, the loss of meaning is a major loss. Once people, places, and things, they lose meaning, they have lost essence and significance. In all that you do, ensure that you do not lose meaning. Because once you lose meaning, you've lost essence, you've lost significance. There's literally no reason to have you around anymore once you've lost meaning. Because once meaning is lost, everything else is lost. Everything else is lost once meaning is lost. I get it. So you see, sometimes some people, when they change towards some things, it's just a reminder that meaning is lost. Because essence and significance is gone. So once people, places, and things lose meaning, you've lost essence, they've lost significance. In all that you do, don't lose meaning, my friends. Don't lose meaning. That's a huge loss. Don't lose meaning. Don't lose meaning. Now, you need to stop chasing pleasure and start chasing meaning. Yes, if there must be a chase, the chase should be for meaning, not for pleasure. People just do things that will give them pleasure. No, stop chasing pleasure. Stop chasing pleasure. Chase meaning. What you should be chasing is meaning, not pleasure. Because your essence, your significance, your value comes down to meaning. Your purpose comes down to meaning. So chase meaning and stop chasing pleasure. Because pleasure is fleeting. Meaning is long lasting. So stop chasing pleasure. Chase meaning. Are you getting this? If you should chase anything, chase meaning. You know, there's the Chinese proverb that says, he that chases two rabbits catches none. Right? But you are chasing meaning and you will catch meaning. Don't chase pleasure, chase meaning. Are you getting it? Stop chasing pleasure, chase meaning. That's a worthy chase, the chase for meaning. Are you getting this? So chase meaning. Now, you see, there are things that give you meaning, right? There are things that give you meaning as a person. I'll tell you a few of those things so you understand this perspective. There are things that give you meaning. Number one, relationships. The relationship you have, and I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, the relationship you have generally, platonic relationships you have, right? Official relationships you have, right? Any relationship whatsoever you have should be able to give you meaning. Yeah, relationships give meaning. Are you getting this? Another thing that gives you meaning is your work and contribution. What you do, what you contribute, it gives you meaning. So, like you see, what we do here on the upgrade side of life, we're giving meaning. This is our work. This is our contribution to society. This is our way of helping society. It's our work. It's our contribution. This is giving us meaning. The people who truly watch this and put to practice what they learn, they will see the impact it has on their life. That's our contribution to their journey. That's us doing our work. And this work gives meaning to lives, to people, to things, to places. It gives meaning. Are you getting this? So another thing that gives meaning for people is their work and their contribution. It gives meaning. Another thing that gives meaning to people is their growth and self-actualization. So as you grow, it's giving you meaning. As you self-actualize, it's giving you meaning. These are things that give you meaning. Your growth and your self-actualization gives you meaning. Another thing that gives meaning is beauty and appreciation. Appreciating beauty, appreciating life generally, it gives you meaning. You're seeing a better perspective to life. You know, they always say it's not about what happens to you, it's what happens in you. Appreciation, it gives meaning. Beauty gives meaning. Right? And then another thing that gives meaning that people may not appreciate is the struggle and the sacrifice. That also gives meaning. It gives meaning. The struggle you go through, the sacrifice you have to make gives you meaning. Are you getting this? The struggle, the sacrifice, it gives meaning. And then another thing that gives meaning is God. Having God in your life gives you meaning. Yeah. Having God in your life gives you meaning. Right? And that's why we say that loving God gives you meaning and purpose for living. Did you get that? Loving God gives you meaning and purpose for living. So having God in your life gives you meaning. In fact, every other thing in your life may not make sense, but having God in your life gives you meaning. It makes so much sense. Are you getting this? It makes so much sense. And you see, Abraham's life got meaning when he obeyed the call of God. You see that in Genesis 12, when God called him out from his father's house and Abraham left, not knowing where he was going. Abraham's life began to have meaning when he obeyed the call of God. Read through scripture. His father was the person that God called first, but his father didn't move. His father moved and stopped. And then God called Abraham. And Abraham left and never looked back. Why? Abraham's life got meaning when he obeyed the call of God. Even Job's life, even after he lost everything, it still had meaning because God restored him double for his trouble. So you see, having God in your corner, having God with you, always gives meaning to your life, regardless of what it is you go through, right? Regardless of the trials, the tribulations, the difficulties, the setbacks, regardless of what you go through, having God in your life always gives meaning to your life. Always gives meaning to your life. That's why he said in Jeremiah 29:11, the message translation, he says, I know what I'm doing. I have it all planned out. I will take care of you. I will not abandon you. I will give you the future that you hope for. That's God saying, I will give meaning to your life. Trust me, I will give meaning to your life. And we will see that with the story of Job. Job lost everything in one day. He lost his business, he lost his children, he lost his health, but yet God restored double for all of Job's trouble. God gave Job meaning again to his life. He's the one who restores. He says, I will restore the years, the caterpillar, the cankerworm, the palmer worm I've eaten. I would restore the years. He says, I am God. Is there anything too hard for me to do? God gives meaning to your life. You can hold on to God. He will give meaning to your life. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? So you see, challenges also gives proof to meaning. When you go through challenges, it gives proof to meaning. Now, this conversation is very critical and very important for us to understand because sometimes we go through phases in life and it looks like we've lost essence, we've lost meaning. It's not true. It's not true at all. You've not lost essence, you've not lost meaning. It's just a phase. And the challenges gives proof to the meaning. Look at what Job went through. Look at who Job became. Challenges give proof to meaning. Are you getting it? The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Now, this is not a rhyme, it is what it is. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. I'll say that again. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. And the purpose of life is a life of purpose. Did you get that? The purpose of life is a life of purpose. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Always remember these things. Always remember these things. Never forget it. Never forget it. You see, responsibility gives life meaning. The more responsibility you take, it gives meaning to your life. So this is why you cannot just sit back and fold your arms and not do anything. No, that's so wrong. Because even the scripture says that a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, and poverty will come upon you like an armed man. Some translation says, like bandits, poverty will come upon you. So you see, responsibility gives life meaning. Responsibility. It gives meaning to your life. You taking responsibility, it gives meaning to your life because responsibility gives life meaning. And you see, the sole meaning of life is to serve God and serve humanity. That's the sole meaning of life. You know, Ecclesiastes says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. The conclusion of the whole matter is to serve God. Right? The sole meaning of life is to serve God and to serve humanity. To serve God and to serve humanity. Your life will be a life of service both to God and to humanity. That's the purpose of life. That's the sole meaning of your life, to serve God and to serve humanity. And you see, life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by the lack of purpose and meaning. So you see, Let me explain this a bit. When you go through things, the things you go through is not what makes it unbearable for you. What makes it unbearable is that you lack purpose and you lack meaning. That's what makes it unbearable. So Joseph was able to go through 13 years of hardship before he became prime minister. Those 13 years, what made it bearable for him was because he had purpose and because he had meaning. If not, it would have been unbearable for him. So it's like, I'm enduring because I know what's ahead of me. So I can bear, I can hold on, I can go through this phase because I know what comes after this. That's why scripture says that weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. So I can bear the night phase because I know what comes in the morning phase. Are you getting this? So that lets you know that life is never made unbearable by the circumstances, but by only the lack of purpose and meaning. So whenever I have purpose, whenever I have meaning, I can bear anything. Nothing is unbearable to the one who has purpose and the one who has meaning. Nothing in life is unbearable for the one who has purpose and the one who has meaning. So I can go through stuff. I can go through hard times. I can go through difficulties, but those times are bearable for me because I understand purpose and because I have meaning. Like this just cements everything for you. So yes, I go through the tough times. Yes, I go through the setback. Yes, I go through the down times because I have purpose and because I have meaning. I can go through it because I know that I will grow through it. The person who got into it is not the person who's coming out of it because I will grow through it. So it's bearable. So I can bear it. I can bear it because I have purpose. I can bear it because I have meaning. So life is bearable for the one who has purpose and the one who has meaning. See this, guys. Meaning is RSVP. You know, they say that is rice and stew very plenty, but beyond that, right? Meaning is RSVP. Meaning is responsibility. Meaning is significance. Meaning is value. Meaning is purpose. This is the real RSVP of meaning. Responsibility, significance, value, and purpose. Your life must take responsibility. Your life must have significance. Your life must have value. Your life must have purpose. This is the RSVP of meaning. Are you getting this? Is this making sense? Right? Now, people with meaning, they don't just bounce back, they grow through. I say this again. People with meaning, they don't just bounce back. No, they grow through. So no matter what it is you are going through, as long as you have meaning, you won't bounce back. You will grow through it. That's why meaning talks about growth. You will grow through it. You grow through it. You become a better person as a result of what it is that you went through because you have meaning. This is why you see that people, when they understand meaning, they don't feel bad about the setbacks that they may get in their journey because they understand meaning and because they know that they will not just bounce back, they will grow through. They will grow through it. Knowing this changes everything for you. Everything. Because you don't bounce back with meaning. You grow through. You grow through it. That's why I say that you will grow through what you go through. You grow through what you go through. So while you're going through it, you are growing through it. Because You won't just bounce back. Job didn't just bounce back. Job grew through it. He became the richest man in the East. He had double for his trouble. His daughters were the fairest amongst them all. Are you getting this? So you see, people with meaning don't just bounce back, they grow through. They grow through. And you see this, meaning energizes and transforms. Remember, I told you, meaning gives you passion and fulfillment. Two traits of meaning, passion and fulfillment. Meaning energizes you. Because you're living a life of meaning, you are energized to do what has to be done. Meaning energizes you. Meaning puts springs in your steps. It keeps your shoulders squared. Meaning energizes you, and meaning transforms you. Meaning transforms you. Meaning transforms you. You must always remember that. That meaning both energizes and transforms. It's meaning, guys. It's meaning. And you see, a life of meaning repos many. A life of meaning repos meaning to other lives. You see, meaning has a ripple effect. When you live in a life of meaning, it repos meaning into other lives. It's the ripple effect of meaning. You're living a life of meaning, it repos meaning into other lives. Meaning has a ripple effect. It has a ripple effect. Living a life of meaning repos meaning into other lives. There's a ripple effect of meaning. The ripple effect of meaning. And I like to conclude this by saying, don't be mean. Yeah, don't be mean. Just live with meaning. Yes, don't be mean. Live with meaning. Do you get that? Don't be mean, but live with meaning. This is very important. Don't be mean, but live with meaning. So, guys, this is it. This is our conversation for the now. This is what we want you to understand and always remember. It's time for you to live a life of meaning. Don't just live a anyhow life. Don't just live a random life. Live a life of meaning. Because everything in your life begins to change when you start living a life of meaning. Everything begins to change. Your life begins to transform when you start living a life of meaning. Because now your life has purpose, your life has significance, your life has value. A life without meaning is a life not worth living. So make your life worth living by living a life of meaning. It changes everything for you. Literally, it changes everything for you. It redefines your life when you start living a life of meaning. And this is our charge and our call to you. It's time to live a life of meaning. Like, meaning is what makes up your life. Meaning is the essence of your life. Meaning is why you should do what you do. Meaning is what is the reason why you exist. To have meaning, to have significance, to have purpose, to have value. This is why you exist. This is why you're not just a number. This is why you are a person. Because you should have meaning for your life. So, guys, this is it. This is our conversation for the now. And we hope that this would help you to begin to live a life of meaning. Because like we always tell you that the proof of any learning is practice. And the proof of practice is result. So when you start to practice what we've shared now as regards meaning, you start to see the results that meaning brings to your life. You start to see your essence. You start to see your significance. You start to see your value. You start to see your purpose. So you are not just like everybody else. Your life is designed to have meaning, and it's on you to show the world the meaning that you bring to your world. Like we say, nothing means anything except for the meaning that we attach to it. So, guys, on this note, this is where we draw the curtain for today. And we hope that you've learned something that would really help your life and help your journey now living life with meaning, right? Like we always tell you guys, I hope you always remember this. We always tell you that three things will happen for you in this new week, right? This new week you've just entered, three things will happen for you in this new week. Three things. Number one, increased voice of God. Number two, open heavens over your life. And number three, more angelic activities in all that you do. Remember, there's always more on the upgrade side of life. And that's why we encourage you that you leave good behind so that you can upgrade. And what better way for you to upgrade is for you to have meaning in your life, for you to live a life of meaning. Because a life without meaning is a life not worth living. And we want your life to be worth living. That's why we want you to give it meaning. We hope this has blessed you. We can't wait to hear from you the feedback from this conversation. Like we always encourage you guys, it's the season of Christmas, but beyond that, never forget to always like, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell. And please feel free to share this with your friends, your family, your loved ones, and even your enemies, because doing this will just be giving meaning to their own life. So, thank you so much for watching. God bless you. I'll see you again on the next one.